Hello and welcome to today's Brain Meet Body class. This is called Soft and Receptive. So in order to feel soft and receptive in our body, we need to feel at ease. And hopefully this background, I love that the water is cooperating with today's theme in soft and receptive vibes, because hopefully that'll aid you in feeling the same. So anyway, enjoy the view, and we're going to start in a comfortable seat. For today's class, if you do have some blocks, 2 blocks would be great. 1 block works as well, and no blocks we can also make work. So whatever you have handy at the top of your mat. And then find yourself in a comfortable seat with equal weight on left and right sit bones. And then lift up from the base of your core, your pelvic floor, up through your chest, through the crown of your head. Take a breath in through the nose. And then exhale, let it out the mouth. Good. Okay, we're going to start taking the fingers of our hands to tap onto our sternum, our chest, or breastbone. So just letting some light tapping coming to the heart space area. Feeling soft and open in the heart is the goal. So starting to tap here and adding a little sound into it. So humming stimulates the vagus nerve, which is like the biggest communicator of our nervous system. Superhighway connects all up and down the spine into our organs, and by humming we can stimulate it, which taps into the rest and digest response of the nervous system. So as you're tapping here, just add a nice gentle hum. Good. Take another breath in. Hum. You can keep your eyes open or closed. Do it again. Hum. Relax the shoulders. Take one more breath in. And hum. Good. Come to stillness with your hands. Bring one hand onto the chest and the other on top. And just connect to that heart space. Feel the light buzzing created through the vibrations, your voice, your fingers. And then take your hands down to your thighs, open your eyes, and we'll start to move a little bit bigger now. So coming on down to your back, bringing a block handy at your side, lowering down, and keeping your feet on the floor and knees bent, and feeling the connection of your sacrum at the base of your spine, the shoulder blades or scapulas, and the skull in the floor. If your chin is jutting up towards the ceiling and it's not easy to settle it down towards the front of the throat, you can take a little blanket or small pillow under your head for support. Grab the block or something block-like and take it the skinny way or medium way between your thighs. Get a nice grip. Take your hands to your thighs, lift your tailbone, press into your feet, lift your hips, and caterpillar your spine up so you feel the spine lift vertebrae by vertebrae. And then as you exhale, control the descent of your spine all the way back down until the sacrum lands again. And then do that again. So curling up, lifting the tailbone first, drawing the low belly in, pushing into the feet, lifting the hips, engaging the glutes. And then on an exhale, nice and slow, lowering down, tiptoeing the spine, drawing the belly in as you do so. Press into the feet, lift the hips, keeping this out of the low back by using that core to draw in and slow the descent down. And then we'll take the arms up as you continue to caterpillar, pulse the spine, flex at the wrists like you could hold a big tray above you. Pull your right fingers down towards your face. Breathe into the circumference of your rib cage. And out your mouth. Keep drawing the belly in as you lower, and then switch, stretching the left wrist out. So just getting some heat into your glutes. Even though we're going to be more soft and receptive today, we still want to turn on those deep muscles. And slowly lower down. Keep it down. Take the block out from between the legs. And then we'll work into the core a little bit more. Taking the block now between the knees. If you don't have a block, you could use a little pillow or just imagine you're squeezing something at the very least. And then take your hands to cup behind your skull. Take a breath in. Exhale, pull the front ribs down, lift the shoulder blades. Gaze at your thighs, keep squeezing the block and feel the belly pulling in and down, not pooching up towards the ceiling. And then inhale and lower. Exhale, pull in and down, lift. And then inhale and lower. We'll add on a little bit. Exhale, pull down, lift, and then turn an inch or two to the left. Nice. Come back to center, inhale and lower. Exhale, pull in and down, lift from the chest, support the weight of the head, and then turn to the right. Back to center, inhale and lower. Exhale, adding on, lift, turn to the left, and then start to flare your left elbow out to the left without lowering onto the shoulder blade at all. And then bring it back in, come back to center, inhale, lower. Exhale and lift. Turn an inch or two to the right and flare your right elbow out, but stay off the right shoulder blade. Bring it back in, come back to center, inhale and lower. Exhale and lift. Turn an inch or two to the left. Flare the left elbow. Bring it back in. Now turn to the right. Flare the right elbow. Bring it back in, come back to center, inhale, lower. Nice work, you guys. Exhale, lift. Squeeze in and down. Turn to the right. Flare your right elbow out, but stay off that shoulder blade. Bring it back in. Turn all the way through center to the left. Flare the left elbow. Come back in. Back to center and release. Nice work. So good to get those deep core muscles on. Let's come on up to hands and knees. Into our quadruped, moving through our developmental neuro wiring is coming up from our back. Core is on, ready to be crawling on hands and knees now. So get the heels of your hands right underneath your shoulders and get the knees snugged up underneath your hips. Lift the front body towards the back body, reach the tailbone back. And then take your right foot towards the ceiling without letting the belly drop or the low back arc. So keep zipping up that front body and then take the knee in, out to the right, back and around. So you're making a big circle with your right hip, but everything else stays stable. So still squeezing around the left sit bone a bit, drawing the belly in, lifting the face away from the floor, and then go the other direction. Drawing a circle the other way. If anything's popping or clicking, make it a little smaller, a little more controlled. Nice. And then set your right knee down. Flip your hands so that your fingers point back towards your knees. And then you can just sit the hips back any amount that you got to stretch into your forearms. And then bring them gently back up to face forward. And then send your left foot to stamp towards the ceiling without arcing your low back anymore. Feel the left glute kick on. And then bring it down and in, out to the left, back and around. Drawing a circle with your left knee, stabilizing everywhere else. Working your brain to keep it just in the left hip. And then switch the direction. Good. And then left knee next to right knee. If you have blocks, we'll take the blocks underneath our elbows. If you don't, you can come right down onto your elbows if that works for you, or take a regular child's if being on the elbows is a little too much for the shoulders. So if you have blocks, or if not, you'll lower the elbows down, and then you'll walk them forward so that the head can come down in between the blocks, forehead settling towards the floor or all the way to the floor, but pushing into the blocks with the elbows and dragging them back so you feel this active opening around your shoulders and your lats, the side body. Breathe into your back and out. Do that again. Breathe in and let it go. Soften your jaw. Good. Okay, lift on up, set the blocks off to the side, but keep them within arm's reach, and we'll come onto our feet at the top of the mat. Finding your hands in front of your heart here, pressing together. We'll take a nice Leia movement. This is meant to be a soft meditative movement. So hands pressing together in front of the heart. We inhale and we watch the hands come up. And then exhale, you make circles with your hands out and in like you're tracing a lotus flower, out and in, back to the heart. Inhale, watch them come up. Exhale, circles out and in, out and in, out and in. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Keep going. Creating a softer energy with your movement, with your breath, trying to make it a little more fluid. Last time. Inhale. Good. Take your arms down to your sides, and then your thumbs will lead your arms forward and up without letting your front ribs move forward at all. Keep them stacked right over your pelvis. And then as you exhale, sit back into your hips and lower your fingertips down, squatting. Send your right foot back and lower the right knee and the top of the right foot. You can also always put a block under your knee. Draw the front foot and the back knee towards each other, and then roll up, back, and down one at a time, your shoulder blades. As you do this, keep your pelvis nice and stable, your right glutes fired up. And then hands come forward, front foot moves back. Walk your knees back a little bit. Zip your pubic bone up towards your chest. Engage a little bit around your sit bones. Draw from left to right with your hands, like you could spread them out apart. And then resist the floor as you bend the elbows, locking the shoulder blades on the ribs. They come a little together. Untuck your toes. Press your pubic bone down and pull the hands back. Lift the heart. Exhale, lower down. Tuck your toes. First, firm up around your spine. So engage, feel the front ribs drawing into the body, and then push the floor away. Lift from the pit of the belly, the hips backing up, and walk the feet in a little bit. Keep pushing up and away with the hands. And then on your next exhale, we'll step the right foot as far forward as you can. Lower the left knee and the top of the left foot. Come on up for this side. Get your shoulders tucked over your pelvis, and then we roll shoulders up, back, and down. Resisting any urge to sink the pelvis forward, but keeping active in the left glute to open up the front, the left hip with integrity. Hands come forward and down, step the back foot to meet the front. Sit back into your butt. Inhale, reach forward and up. Exhale, hands down through your heart. Arms to your sides again. We'll inhale, reach forward and up. Exhale, hinge. Get low. Step the left foot back and lower the left knee, but not the left toes. And that is so we are opening up the fascia on the bottom of that foot. So pressing into those back toes, engaging the left glute. Hands come behind the head. Draw the head back into the hands without pushing the front ribs forward at all. Lift from the chest like there's a string on your sternum, on your breastbone, and it's pulling directly up to arc you lightly back, leaning the head into the hands, opening up actively through the chest. Take a breath in. And then exhale, flexing forward. So rounding the upper back now, drawing the elbows towards each other and bringing the chin towards the chest. Draw the belly. Inhale. Start to lean back, open the chest. And exhale, draw it in. Keep the left glute firm. Squeeze around that sit bone. One last time, opening up. Soft and receptive, open heart. And exhale, elbows in. Rounding the back. Good. And then hands will come down. This front foot is going to go back like we did earlier with the right foot stamping towards the ceiling. So the knees behind you, feel your right glute fire up, and then bring it in, out and around, drawing that circle again. Feeling how much that right glute has to work to control this movement, and then go the other way, Noticing any difference, maybe it feels a little more open. Good, and then bring the right knee down next to the left knee, and then your toes are tucked. Lift the knees to hover and turn the knees to the left so you're coming to your outer right hip. Lower the forearm down so that the right shoulder is stacked right on top of the right elbow, and then your legs are stacked on top of each other, left leg on top, knees are in front of your body. And then left hand comes to the outside of your left hip. Push the floor away through your right forearm, lift the hips off the floor. Option to clamshell a little bit by lifting your left knee. Lower the knee, lower the outer right hip. Push, lift, working this whole side seam, opening the left knee, close, and lower down. One more time, push, lean into that right shoulder blade, open the left knee, and close, lower down. Very nice. And then we're going to continue to sweep this right arm underneath the chest so that we lie down on the outer right temple or cheek. Now here's an option to bring your block underneath your outer right skull, your right skull. So you're lying down now, legs are still stacked, knees are in front of your body, so they're this nice 90-degree or even closer towards you. If you have two blocks, you have the option to stack your left shin on top of a block, the medium or low height, to feel a little more supported there. So don't want any funny pulling on your low back. And then left hand comes on top of your right hand. So the right hand's facing the ceiling, left hand comes on top. And then we peel it back. We draw the left hand back, across the arm, across the chest, twisting us open towards the ceiling, and then peeling the left arm out to the left. And then bring it back the same way. Let the left arm come over your chest, over your arm, back towards your right. And do that again. Peel it open. Twist, open up. And exhale. Close. One more time. Peel it open. Inhale. And then exhale. If it feels all right for the left arm to just lie out to the side, keep it there and breathe into this twist right about around this lumbar thoracic area, this mid to low back, and the opening of the pec, the left chest. Softening into every exhale. Very nice. And then slowly coming back. And the left hand back in front of the face. Turning to face the floor. Hands come down. Back into your downward facing dog. On your next exhale, step your left foot forward and lower your right knee, but keep the right toes tucked, and we've got our other side. So hands come behind the head. Engage around your right sit bone. Lean the head back into the hands. Inhale, open up. And then exhale, rounding the upper back, bringing the elbows towards each other, chin towards the chest. Pull the belly in, round. Inhale, lift up from the chest, from the breastbone. Lean back, inhale. Exhale, and round. Use the exhale to draw in. One more time, inhale. Lean the head into the hands, open up. And exhale, round. Beautiful. Okay, hands come down. Remember, if the floor ever feels far, you can always use blocks. Bring the floor closer towards you, but we're sending that left leg back just like we did in quadruped earlier, and mobilizing again, bringing the knee in, out, and around. And feel free to use blocks at any time, even if you feel like you don't need them. Maybe it gives you just a little more space to feel into something a little deeper, or just try something in a different way. Good. And then bring both knees down. We'll tuck the toes, lift the knees to hover, and send them to the right, lowering down onto our outer left hip. Set the blocks aside if you're using them, and lower onto your left forearm. Left elbow directly underneath your left shoulder. Right hand comes to your outer right hip. You can use this as a little overpressure. We push the floor away through our left elbow and forearm, lift the hips. Option to lift the knee off the left knee. Close it and lower down. So we're working this whole left side seam, pushing and lifting, opening up, closing and controlling the lower. Push and lift, open and close and lower. One more, push, lift, open, close and lower. Very nice. Okay, now we're going to continue to sweep this left arm underneath us for those supine twists. So find a block or a little pillow underneath your head if you like. You don't have to use that. Left arm comes underneath, and then the right hand comes on top of the left hand, and we peel open, drawing it across the arm, across the chest to the right. Inhale. And then exhale, peel back. Pull it open, inhale. And exhale. Bring it back. Do it on whatever breath feels natural for you. Draw it in, but remember, we're trying to keep this out of the low back. This is around the mid back and the pec, getting a stretch. And then we can stay here if this feels nice. You can also move your arm more in towards your body if it feels like too much. But keep drawing the belly in to support this and breathe. Take one more breath in and out your mouth. Good. And then start to return the way you came, lifting back onto your hands, setting a block off to the side, into your downward facing dog. And then this time we'll walk the hands back to the feet. The heels will lower, our ribs and belly will come to rest on the thigh to start. And then we'll lift our elbows on top of the knees, so right on the fronts of the thighs. And then bring the hands into a prayer position and let your hairline, the top of your forehead, come to rest right on your thumbs. Start to stand up, rooting into your heels. Bring the hands in that prayer position in front of your heart. Inhale, lift the palms. Exhale, make circles out and in, out and in, out and in. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, out and in, out and in. And again. Good. And then bring one hand onto the chest and the other on top. I invite you to lay down now and let your body absorb your work, to really sink into that soft, open, receptive place. But wherever I leave you at now, thank you so much for letting me guide you. I hope this serves you today. Namaste.